Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope everybody's doing okay. Today's video is actually going to be a two-part video. The topic today is why do men cheat? And so this, like I said, it's going to be a two-part video. So if you check back with me later this week, I will also have the male's perspective of why do men cheat. But today I have my friend Melissa. Yeah. Hey.
Peace to the guy.
And I've been knowing Melissa for a long time.
Yes.
And she's very knowledgeable about different things. And I love talking to her. Some of our midnight conversations we have is just awesome.
Yes, to be a fly on the wall.
If y'all could just hear. We get deep with it.
We do.
So anyway, so I'll start with the first question. Why do cheaters blame their cheating on their partner?
That's a very good question. In my humble opinion, I say because it's easy. It's easy for them to blame the next person for their own actions. Mm-hmm. And I say that basically because it's just not wanting to take on the responsibility. Accept responsibility for your own actions.
Negative action.
Yeah, a negative action. And it's easier to point the blame and to put the blame on someone else.
Instead of saying, hey, I'm guilty. Yeah, I cheated.
Exactly. And honesty, once you're honest with yourself, like we say, honesty is the best policy. That woman would probably be more likely to... y'all could probably move forward in a more healthier manner than to just blame her and then have her taking on the whole burden of what you done to her.
And that kind of leads us to the next question of why do women take on the emotional responsibility of the cheater?
Yeah. And I think as well, and again, this is my opinion only, that it's the culture. Like, we see so much in reality shows or talk shows where they were saying, well, if you did X, Y, Z, or if you didn't do, or if you won't do it, the next woman will, and all that crazy stuff.
Almost like saying, if you don't, have intimacy with your man or your husband every day, and if you're not doing this, then they're going to cheat, when really, in reality, you could be doing everything that you can. You're probably that's why you have your man.
Exactly.
It's not you, the female. It's your man that just decided, hey, I want something on the side.
Right. Exactly. So I think it's just we've been conditioned to believe that it's our fault that we have a hand in the action that was done wrong to us, when in actuality that's not the truth. That's not facts.
So the next question, why do men and women cheat?
I think that it's ultimately a choice that they made. Like, they can say, well, it's because she didn't do, but XYZ didn't do, but no, at the end of the day, it was a choice that you made.
That oftentimes basically doesn't have anything to do with your partner.
Exactly.
Not to say that if you're not giving your man some, that he's going to remain faithful, because they're going to want it, and vice versa, the female too. But most of the time, it's the women that's withholding it, if that's the reason why. But ultimately, it's not because you're not doing your part. It's because your partner chose to step outside of the relationship.
Yeah. And then furthermore than that, sex that man made, or that woman made, that has nothing to do with the other person, but everything to do with them as a person, in my opinion.
So, who do you feel like cheats more?
I think men cheat more, because they just don't really... It's easier for them to go out and cheat, especially if there's children involved and the woman is with the children all the time, or the woman is more involved in maybe school, work, or what have you. Women are more, in my opinion, it's easier for us to be a one woman man, like, because we are the ones who want to be in a relationship where we're respected and protected, and we're the more vulnerable. And then even more than that, when you're with a man, they bring their spirituality to you. Like, we take in. They have, like, okay, so the Ankh, you see here, it's a key to life, basically. But the women is what represents the whole, and then this part represents the life. Well, if you look at it in a different aspect, this can represent the man, which goes into the woman. So we take on them. They don't necessarily take on us. So it's more natural for us to, like I said, be vulnerable to them.
And that's actually something, and we're going to kind of go off topic a little bit, but it is something I wanted to include in one of the videos. And we have talked about before in one of our conversations, how men penetrate us. So what is inside that man is what is penetrating into us. And so we're going to go off topic just a little bit, and then we'll go back to the original topic. So if you're dealing with a person that has problems with their anger and their temper, that's being penetrated into you. And so if you're a female that has problems with your temper, then one, you're doubling the effect, because now what's inside of that man is now being put into you. You know, and so and whatever is inside of him, you know, and sometimes that what's being put into you can be the negative traits of that man. It doesn't always have to be a temper or anger, but it could be something else. So,
and what she's speaking on is that sexual chemistry,
right?
Like, it's real, and that's why it's always important when you picking someone, that you pick someone that you vibe well with, or that you're on the same frequency with, and that you get along with, because then you can take on their negativity, and which can ill affect you mentally.
Because a lot of times, you know, people tend to stick together because of that physical attraction, but not necessarily the chemistry and the emotional attraction.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so the last question. Can people reconcile and rebuild trust and have a monogamous relationship after there has been some infidelity or some cheating?
And I absolutely believe that there is the ability to reconcile as long as the desire is there. And it has mutual. To be, yeah, and that's what I was about saying. It has to be mutual. Like, one person can't want it more than the other person. They both have to equally want to reconcile and be together. And then when you'll know that it's not the case, where there's constant friction and where there's constant, you're at each other's head, nothing is going the way it should be. But I think sometimes we kind of get lost in just the day-to-day of everything and not taking time for each other. And then when you are in a relationship and maybe something happens, something goes wrong, and you want to work it out, then you take the time. You take the time, just like when y'all first started dating, how y'all took the time
to get to know each other.
Yes, so stop and go back to that place if that's where you're at. If you have children, find sitters that can watch them while you and him just take a few moments or hours to yourself. Just, everybody needs some them time to get back.
You need some personal time to yourself to really think about, is that the relationship that you want to keep? And then you need some time with your partner to really discuss, are you really in it together?
Yes, exactly. And then once y'all come to a consensus on that, then there's nothing that can stop you.
You're unstoppable.
It's just a matter of just determining if that's what you want to do. And then be honest with yourself. You know, like,
be honest. Both of you. Both of you be honest with yourself and be honest with each other.
You'll save a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration if you're just honest and don't settle. Like, if you're older and you feel like, oh, I don't feel like going through another relationship, taking the time to, that may be what you need to do.
And that's one of the biggest things is when people are cheating is not being honest with their partner. They're not even being honest with themselves. And that's what's leading to dishonesty in a relationship. A failed relationship. Because when you're going out cheating, you're not telling, hey, I'm going to go over such and such house. You're pretending you're someplace when you're really somewhere else doing something that your partner doesn't know anything about. Okay. Well, this has been an interesting video. And again, this is going to be a part 1 of 2 videos of why do men cheat. And hey, it might be another part to the series after that. But this is part 1 of why do men cheat, and with a little bit of why do women cheat. And so if you check back on this channel later this week, I will have the man's perspective. I will also have later this week the importance of forgiveness, forgiving yourself and forgiving other people. So I'm just really excited. I've got some people coming on this week with some interesting topics. So if you like the content in this video, please comment. Please comment. Let us know your feedback. Share the video with others. Please share on your social media. Subscribe to the Heart, the number 2 Heart YouTube channel. Again, subscribe to the Heart, the number 2 Heart YouTube channel. Until the next video, love yourselves and love each other. Take care.
Bye.